Good evening to all and welcome to the session. This session is all about theme based idioms. Before we go to the session, let us see what an idiom is. An idiom is a group of words, and as a unit, it has a specific meaning. But usually, the words and the meaning they don't go with each other. They don't go with each other. Based on that, if the context is not there, even an Englishman cannot guess the meaning of a particular idiom. When it comes to effective English, there are two topics. One is idioms, the other one is phrasal verbs. Between the two, idioms are easy and interesting, phrasal verbs are difficult and confusing. But today we are going to deal with idioms. And one of the approaches to learn idioms, theme based on a particular theme, you try to learn idioms, then it becomes easy for you to learn idioms. And today's theme is weather. You are going to learn 10 idioms based on the theme weather. Let us go to the first one. A fair weather friend. The key word over here, because the theme is weather, fair weather friend. Every idiom has a meaning. So I'm going to give the meaning. I'm going to give one example. What is the meaning of a fair weather friend? A friend who cannot be relied on in difficult times. Imagine one of your friends, you are in difficulties, or many of your friends, when you are in when you are facing hardships or you are in difficulties, they don't try to help, they try to avoid you. Then we use a fair weather friend, a friend who cannot be relied on in difficult times. Look at the example. We come to know about fair weather friends only when we experience hardships. Hardships means problems. When we experience problems or hardships or difficulties, only then we come to know about fair weather friends. This is an example. And what I suggest, I may give one example, but you try to make your own examples, at least one example, and that example should be practical and real. You may ask, sir, why? Only then you will be able to remember. Second one, under the weather. As I said, this is based, all the idioms are based on a particular theme. What is the theme? Weather. Under the weather. What is the meaning of that? And all these idioms are very important from competitive exams point of view. Unwell or in low spirits. Sometimes you are not well, you are in low spirits. You can't be in high spirits all the time. So, low spirits or not well under the weather. Example, I'm a bit under the weather today means what? I'm not well or I'm in low spirits. This goes with everyday English. To weather a storm, an important one, to weather a storm, meaning to successfully deal with a problem or to get through a difficult situation. Imagine you are in a difficult situation and you deal with that difficult situation in a successful manner. Then we use the idiom weather a storm. Look at the example. She could weather a storm in spite of lack of support from her family. She could weather a storm. I can weather a storm. I was able to weather a storm. I could weather a storm. Any tense can be used. She could, this goes into the past. She could weather a storm in spite of lack of support from her family. An important idiom. Idiom number four. Any port in a storm. This has been given in bank exams many a time. Any port in a storm. What is the meaning of that? Accepting any source of relief or escape in an unfavorable situation. Imagine you are not in a favorable situation, you are in an unfavorable favorable situation. Obviously, whatever comes your way, you accept. Accepting any source of relief or escape in an unfavorable situation. Example, it is not an ideal solution, but any port in a storm. Something has been offered, it is not an ideal solution. Ideal means perfect. It is not an ideal solution, but any port in a storm. Because there's no choice, you have to accept that. Idiom number five, calm, lull, quiet before the storm. Storm also related to weather. Calm, you can use any of these words. calm before the storm, lull before the storm, quiet before the storm. What does it mean? A period of unusual stability, a calmness before difficult times. Before difficult times, unusual calmness or stability. Then we say calm or lull or quiet before the storm. That means after that, there is going to be a storm. Example, the present situation seems to be a lull before the storm. The present situation is very quiet, calm. So it looks like, seems to be, the present situation seems to be a lull before the storm. Very important, they have given in many exams. Storm in a teacup. If you read the newspapers, especially English newspapers, the Hindu or Indian Express or any newspaper for that matter, quite often you come across this idiom. It is nothing but a storm in a teacup. Usually it goes with political parties, political issues. What does it mean? Exaggerated. Exaggeration means to make something bigger. Exaggerated outrage or enthusiasm regarding a seemingly trivial means silly matter, a small occurrence exaggerated out of proportion. Imagine a small issue, that issue has been exaggerated out of proportion, then we say it is nothing but a storm in a teacup. Example, the controversy is nothing but a storm in a teacup. That means what? A silly issue or a trivial issue has been exaggerated. Exaggerate means magnify. Idiom number 7. Stormy relationship or argument. Stormy. Storm is something negative. Based on that, you have to tell yourself this may have a negative connotation. Let's see the meaning. A passionate, emotional, unpredictable relationship or argument. So, passionate, emotional, unpredictable, little negative. Relationship or argument. Argument, that also has a negative connotation. Stormy relationship means not a perfect one, not an ideal one, not harmonious. Example, I had a stormy argument with a colleague of mine. Stormy argument means something very passionate, emotional, you can say passionate, emotional. I had a stormy argument with a colleague of mine. Idiom number 8, lightning fast. Thunder, lightning, storm, they all go with weather. Lightning fast, easy to guess. What does it mean? Very fast. He always runs with lightning fast. We can also use the word speed. Lightning speed also means the same. He always runs with lightning speed. Both mean the same. Easy to make out. And when you learn idioms, do remember we have broadly this is your approach. This has to be your approach. Easy ones, difficult ones. What are easy ones over here? Based on the words, you can guess the meaning and you get it right. Difficult ones, words and the meaning, they don't match, they don't go with each other. And those are difficult. You have to spend some time, you have to memorize. Idiom number 9, bolt from the blue. They have given this many a time in different competitive exams. What does it mean? An unexpected or sudden occurrence, usually negative. Example, the news about the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi came as a bolt from the blue. The termination of so many employees came as a bolt from the blue. Means what? Unexpected, sudden, usually negative information or news. Then we say, and it takes a verb come, came, any tense, it doesn't matter. It came as a bolt from the blue. An important one they have given in many exams. The last idiom for today, based on the theme weather, to stem the tide. This also goes with high tide, low tide, based on the weather, meaning to prevent something bad from getting worse. Bad to worse, there's one important word, exacerbate. Prevent something bad from getting worse. With great difficulty, the farmer could stem the tide. Means what? He was in a bad form or bad situation. He could prevent that going from bad situation to worse situation. He could stem the tide. Stem the tide, very important. That's all for today. But before I wind up the session, Please download my app, Murthy's English, and the features you have paid courses, study material, free study material, test series, demos, special sessions, special videos, store, job alerts, career guidance. And these are the courses I'm going to start tomorrow, that is 7th of April. Banks, bank exams point of view, English course. And tomorrow morning, there's a demo. If you download my app, go to the notification. There you see the information about the demo tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. How to crack bank exams. The next one, SSC exams, English course. Regarding this, tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock, there is a demo, live class. Try to attend how to crack SSC exams. It is going to be useful. Then descriptive English, this is going to be a weekend course. And one more, I have launched a spoken English course. These are the courses I'm going to start this month, and two courses for sure tomorrow. Bank exams, English course for bank exams, morning 10 o'clock demo, and SSC evening 6 o'clock. That's all for today. Thank you very much.